that happened, was it last week? Yeah, about a week ago. A longtime friend sent me an poster, a photo poster or something like that, where I realized that the 22nd of October ushered in the year of blessing in Eckankar. And in my mind's eye, I could see Harold raise his hand and masterly send out the blessings to all his followers and the world at large. Well, for the uninformed, there is a feeling of nostalgia and maybe a sense of loss. And some people maybe in the new presentation now might say, oh, see what blessings I have missed from Harold. And Duane does not care to raise his hand in the ancient style of the masters and give out the ancient blessing. So, Duane, what do you say about Eckankar's year of blessing? And perhaps all the blessings that are swirling around, maybe from Harold, Duane.
Well, thank you for that sneeze, Kelsey. Yes. Again, we don't need to refer to Harold and Eckankar anymore. I did that for a while to try and rustle up the dust to see if they'd pay attention. Also, you notice the Pope, reptilian popes, and everybody else doing the same thing because, again, Miss Sandy had a friend that in the 90s she saw at the seminar where Harold was unveiled as a reptilian. So again, this blessing idea is from the babysitters, okay? And that's all it is. Blessing what? What is a blessing anyhow? See, this again, this was all contrived by the reptilians that invented sacrificial religion. This is where it all comes from. And Paul played with it for a while, the God idea and stuff like that. Again, he was babying people along. Well, today it's all tap lining and it's all evil. And that's all it equals. It doesn't equal anything else, but people are still in their minds emotionally set thinking that it equals something. Guess what? It doesn't, because life is an isness. It's better. People are looking for real freedom, but at the same time, they want to load themselves up with artificial ideas that restrict them. You don't need anything like the sun shining. It's an isness to be recognized. There's your freedom, not in looking or wanting or chasing blessings, money, or anything else in this world. Yeah, we just do what we do, but the whole thing is a sham. It's an illusion, it's nonsense, and it's, if anything, when you accept the blessings of the so-called master, the self-love master, you're getting tap-lined. Is that what you want? Have fun. And it's none of my business what people want. That's their thing, but that's all you're getting is tap-lined. The Pope does the same thing, raises his hand to the crowd. Because you know what he's doing? He's sending out tap lines and people are accepting it. They're thinking, oh, he raised his hand. How wonderful, he's giving us blessings. No, he's giving you tap lines. That's what he's doing. See, he's getting agreement. So much for that, Charles. And Eckankar itself, we don't need to even refer to them anymore because they have nothing. They're just all karmic burden for people. If that's what they want, they can have it. But, you know, our focus is the isness life is without restrictions and no authority. Go ahead.
Okay, then. What about the lawsuit that was to come up against them? Then we've not had some information about it for a while. So can you throw some light on the proceedings?
Well, I don't follow that. I just kind of use that for a while as something to kind of pick on Joni and kind of bug them. But it's all silly stuff. But no, I don't follow it. And besides, this is a world where everybody's bought off. Okay, so she will figure a way to buy things off, sustain it, or on the real side, she'll tap line people so much that they'll shut up or they'll die because she'll threaten them all, you see, on the real side, because she's a witch. And she's got other reptilian friends. So, they all gang up on these people that are supposedly ganging up on her. So all these people that have created this lawsuit, you don't think they're getting tap lined and harassed and possibly some of them, just like with Hillary, some of them dying? Well, very real. So again, I don't keep up with it. It kind of came and gone, but like anything with the governments of the world, etc., you see it for a moment, then it's kind of gone and hidden. But again, that's something that she has to deal with. But she'll take care of it. Like the mob, they take care of people, and all of a sudden they disappear, don't they?
Okay, I was just the lawsuit. I now understand was just a means uh, to catch their attention. Okay, Duane, you say in the real far country that if one has a full understanding of the mechanics of the imaginary faculty and the use of it, one can enter into the unseen worlds and eventually the real universes of the East and become all knowing, all aware, and totally free. Does this imply that one can escape from the matrix through some imaginative technique? Yeah.
Well, the imagination is in creation, basically, and it's a start. Okay, it gets you going. All right. Kind of like sometimes you got to push your car to get it started and then pop the clutch and all of a sudden it's going. So it's a little push start, but of course we're referring to the end result, but that's huge. But in the meantime, what this does is that because so many people are mechanical and literal that to use their imagination all of a sudden, whoa, this is an exciting thing, I can imagine this and do this. Well, it gets a person to the first part of the real side to experience at least something. And this is what Paul did too. Actually, in the beginning, he used astral projection. He called it bilocation, then eventually he called it soul travel. It's just to get people outside of their personal self, is all it is. It's a step. And there's many ways to do this. And again, even when people have these experiences very consciously and very real, they wonder if it is real because they're back in this position here. Well, everything is real, and it's just how you consider it, etc. So again, everything takes agreement, but this is just to get people started in some direction, like the dream visions. It's to get them started to start to notice something else and start to recognize that there is something else just besides their personal self. But then again, people will have their dreams, they'll have real side experiences, and I've seen it myself with people that I've known, especially people that are very close, my former wife, former girlfriends, etc. They had these experiences, especially Heather in book two, etc., for almost 25 years, but still she gave it up. Today she don't care. So again, it's how you follow through and make it your own reality or you don't. So this is how all life is. So we're on earth, and because we're here and we have a physical body and we move it around, we can decide where to go, what to think, what to have, what to do. And we can feel things with our hands. We can feel the ground, we can feel the trees, we can feel other people, we can feel our car, etc. So we're thinking that, oh, this is real. Well, it is its own reality, is what it is. It is not more real than life itself. It's just that this is the reality we're in to be grounded so that we do have a better chance to recognize what the true reality is. But going through that process with everything and having the guidance and the knowledge to recognize, somewhat recognize guidance, and to go from there, that's a whole lot. But what that is, Charles, is that's a start, because it's kind of like, it's like, again, it's like the sun shining. You don't have to imagine the sun shining. See, this is how life is. You see, the imaginative technique is to prompt you into something besides what you personally know. And so, like the sun shining, life is an isness. It already is, but you have to learn to see it and recognize it. Okay, so it's indifferent to creation itself, but yet it's more real. But again, you have to decide to make it your reality. But that's a huge step. You got to go through a lot of process, little at a time, to recognize that, and that could take a lifetime. So I don't give any set time as an example for myself. I just learn to perceive is what I do, and that's the reality of the relationship with the real universes. But the first steps are the new you, which is the real connection that provides you to start out in some way, to start to see something other than what you've seen. And again, with the books and the references that are provided and other people's experiences, etc., as we continue along here, you learn to start to figure it out, because life is big. It's bigger than the sky when you look up. It's bigger than that. But, again, things are mainly related to the personal self. And again, you need your personal self, but you got to figure it out. So it's more than just doctrine. So we start off with that, and then we use the imagination, all right, to prompt us into something, okay? But then there becomes more than that. See, when you recognize something, is that your imagination? When you were in school and the teacher taught you the ABCs, and all of a sudden you recognize what the letters meant and how you could put them together to words, was that your imagination, or was it recognition? You see? So you learn to see the difference between the two also. The imagination is a tool. It's a faculty that you can use that supersedes the mind. The mind is taught in a literal square box sense, where the imagination can just walk right around and say, oh, I'm going to do this over here and create this over here, you see? But it's part of creation, but it's just to get you, you might say, to a position where you can objectively see the personal self and how restricting it is, and then compare from there to something else that's more real. So yes, there is a lot to it, isn't there, Charles?